people them. Have you heard what your boy, not our boy, that boy, Andrew Schulz has been up to lately?
Sometimes he's kind of my boy sometimes.
He's kind of your boy, but he shouldn't be no one's boy because he's not right in the head. Anyway, he was on Shannon, another not so sharp person, his show, Club Shay Shay, and he made a really crazy statement.
If me and you are like friends and you're not kind of roasting me or clowning me a little bit, I don't really trust you.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, what's up with this cornball who hasn't said something up to me? Like, what is he plotting? What does he want?
You got black friends like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how you build a relationship with people.
Nah, we gonna have to give her some years. We ain't gonna be that.
Oh, I always say, like, with black people, like, if a white dude isn't like a little racist around you, then you shouldn't trust him.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he's not a little racist around you, you can't, because what is he thinking? He's thinking way more racist over here. They gotta be a little but
he gotta keep that to himself, Andrew.
No, you gotta let a little out. Just a little out. Just to know that you're safe.
I got to lay him out.
No, you don't have to fight. You don't have to fight. That would, reward a stereotype.
See? Yeah.
No, you gotta be a little racist to him.
Nah.
You telling me you spent all that time in locker rooms in the NFL and you were all politically correct? That's what I was supposed to believe?
But back then.
Don't talk about Troy Polamalu. That might offend the Hawaiian people.
Oh, God. Do you guys agree? So sick of this guy. I'm so sick of him. Your white friends to be a little bit racist to your face.
I couldn't even begin to fathom the thought because, but it's okay. I get where he's coming from, but I wouldn't feel comfortable because I don't banter that way. I don't even banter really tribalistically. Maybe West tribalistic banter. So like Nigerian, like Caribbean, that type of tribalistic banter. Did you feel like I'm imagining all sorts. No, not the stereotype or the negative connotations of what tribalistic came in your head. But I mean, me and my friends do not do tribal wars per se. I remember I had a friend in school that we used to kind of do a little bit of Nigerian, Ghanaian banter. So there was a bit of that. There is no way that I feel that I'm going to have white friends and we're going to be bantering racistly. And then I'm like, yeah, you're a real one because I know what you're thinking.
I can't lie. And I know this might be controversial, but I can't even contribute to this because I don't have current white friends.
Yeah.
I don't have those. And anyone in the comments who also identifies like this, please let me know. But that's kind of come into any of the circles I've ever been in that is outside of culture, that has tried to do something that I deem, and I will say I deem like unsafe for our race. I have shut them down and made them feel very unwelcome. Like it doesn't run with me at all. I don't banter about. I think it's quite male.
Yes.
This is quite male. Like they do this kind of like racist banter, like it's supposed to be fun, and we're not supposed to take it seriously. Like you can do that, but not over here. I don't like that.
Nance?
I'm a banterer, and I don't find racist things offensive all the time. So. My confession is, with some of my white friends, it can get a little bit dicey. I mean, you guys know this when I'm talking and you tell me to don't do it on air. So you know where my sense of humor is.
I can imagine you saying shit, but I'm wondering, like, what kind of stuff do they
would say
you
to
condone?
you? They can say standard stereotypes. Like they can talk about black people time.
Okay.
They can talk about food. And like warming up stuff in a workplace, like you're gonna bring all of your food. Like they can do stereotypes.
But they can't like say
you absolutely cannot say the N-word. But I don't even like it when black people say the N-word.
Yeah,
you can't be like yo my nigga. Like absolutely not. You can't do yo either. Like you can't do like cliche.
Yeah, no, that's different.
But banter, we can banter, and obviously you got to be able to take my banter because it can be highly offensive. And if you're my brethren, you'll know I still love you, but sometimes your people are absolute fuckeries, and I'm just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, so,
calling them a colonizer.
To their face.
Okay.
And maybe talking about your...
factual? It's factual.
Stereotypes are always simplifying, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, is this?
No.
Girl,
Okay.
unfortunately for my two white friends, they are always the minority. So, you know, we've been in group chats on some, no, because white people could this and this, that and the other, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's never a point where it's, because you know what black men are like, excuse me? I don't care if you date them, what you're not going to do. No, and also, I also, when I say I'm not, I mean, I can be racy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not sometimes racy, not racist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just a bit on the sides, a bit, but that's within my black friends. I wouldn't do that with someone who's not black because I'm talking about lots of things I shouldn't be, which is why, kids, stay off Twitter. Go in your group chat.
Yeah.
No one's finding nothing about me from 2013 when I was saying wild things. And I say wild things all the time. It's in my group chat and it doesn't get...
That's where it should stay.
It should be.
But they could screenshot.
No, we're going to the break. No.
I guess where Andrew's coming from is that, because then that means if you've got friends, and similarly, I don't have white best friends. I have colleagues. I have more colleagues in the industry who we've had a nice working relationship with. So that barrier will never be crossed. But my friendship circle, I don't have anyone white. So, but then that means there's a barrier between your friendship, because if they're your girls and they're holding something back, or they might have a perception, like what is that thing where they might be like, oh, you fucking...
Listen, all I've got to say is, ain't no white person say no shit round me straight.
Yeah.
You can't, like, I don't want my white friends to even think racist thoughts.
Yeah.
And so I definitely don't want them to say that shit around me for me to feel safe. Like, no, you can't be talking about, you know, you can't be saying the N-word. You can't be saying all black people. You can't be stereotyping that you lot ain't got no dads. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
What? I just think there's so many...
The stereotypes.
They are.
I would
There's
find
so
that.
You can't,
You're going to laugh. I would find that funny.
Yeah, but there's so many things that are funny.
That
means
don't get me wrong.
There's so many other things.
We're in our community. Yes, that could be funny, but not. No, if you're not, it's one of us.
There are certain things that I'm not going to say that I might say amongst us, but I'm not going to say that to my white friend because they might find it, you know, offensive. So you've got to kind of.
So then that means they can never be your true friend. But then saying that in your friendship,
it's boundaries. And there's certain things that I wouldn't say to my friends who might be on a little plump side. I'm not going to say to them, you put on weight. Yeah. I'm not going to say that to them. You know,
I feel offended.
Why are you feeling offended, girl?
I'm a little bit plump.
Background. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not going to say that.
But then, is that true friendship if you can't say everything that you want to say? Is that true friendship?
Yes, I think there is something to do with men and women anyway. Like they really think that, you know, like there are conversations about athletes and white athletes and rugby boys and how they'd be playing with each other's bums and doing these wild things.
Oh, yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what they do. Yeah. I'm not a man or a boy, so I don't know that the way that they do their banter and stuff is not the way that typically women would of any race. Yeah. So I think men want to know how fucked you are in the head so that they can assess how far they can go with you. So maybe that's what he means.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it might be that.
That's interesting.
That's how I take it. It's like the quirks to somebody's personality. And I would definitely say more of, this one particular guy, but he is a family friend now. I can push the boundaries with him and he can do the same with me. Now, I wouldn't say he could do that with everybody, and he can't do it in group settings because there'll be somebody that will be like, that's a racist over there. But you got to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say things to you guys because you're my pod sisters. And like, ultimately, I love you, so you must love me. But must. Yes. But you obviously have things that I have said, and it's like, that's, you know,
yeah, we've told you.
We've told you you need training. Yeah, you need to go on the course.
The big fan.
Yeah, if I was
in course, Nana's taking it.
If I was in an organisation, I would be on all of the diversity.
You get written up.
Yeah, I would. I would.
Actually, in this climate, they might even like that.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
You'll be able to be free.
I think you got to understand the boundaries. But yeah, I like that analogy of the men just trying to see how mad you are. Yeah. How you react to certain things.
As far as Andrew's concerned, he's just chucking it.
Honestly.
I don't think in this conversation...
I do. And I will say for why. Because Andrew's always trying to find an excuse to say some racist shit. So...
But he is offensive to absolutely everybody. And I'm not dick riding on this dude. I'm just saying, I get his comedy perspective in coating off everybody equally. I don't think he's just racist against black people.
But he is racist against black people.
Yeah.
And he goes on black platforms a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's out of proportion. It's not in proportion to everybody else's culture. Go on Asian shows, go on white shows, go on Jewish shows and do that same rhetoric there and push the boundaries there. And then we can say it's equal, but it's not. You're talking to us.
Push the
That's what you're doing.
As far as you're pushing them as well.
Exactly.
He does go on other platforms, but I would concur that definitely he is in black spaces way more because of his co-signer Charlemagne.
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't get punched in the mouth enough.
Exactly.
Like, that's what it really is. Like no one. It's very much the invite to the cookout energy.